Hello and welcome back to The Honest Left. So look, I know a lot of us, myself included, are not really looking forward to the next 4 years. Based on how this election is gone, there are many people, again myself included, that are not looking forward to another 4 years of Trump or a possible Biden presidency. So what do? How do we survive the outcome of this election? Because in so many people's minds, it's going to be terrible no matter who wins. There's one very simple thing that we can push for. One thing that in my mind could restore America to a true democracy once again. And that is direct ballot initiative. What is direct ballot initiative? Well, direct ballot initiative is when a bill, a law is proposed and people are allowed to vote on it outright. That means everybody. And look, this idea is already implemented on a state government level, right? So in so many states, you have what are called propositions. And so you could say the state wants to legalize marijuana on a recreational level. It is brought up in a proposition. People are allowed to directly vote on it, and the outcome of that vote decides whether it is put into law or not. So it's a very simple idea. We move this to a federal level. So again, talking about marijuana. One of the things Bernie Sanders was promising was to federally legalize marijuana on day one. And look, of course, Bernie is not going to be president at this point, and that is disappointing for a lot of people who wanted that put into law. And so what do? Direct ballot initiative. We say on a federal level, every person, every registered voter in the country is allowed to vote. The outcome of that vote decides the law. So if we get a majority, marijuana is federally legalized at that point. Now this sounds great, right? And it is. Is there a certain flaw that could come with this? Of course. My idea being that, okay, well, you still have a lot of people who are sitting there watching CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, whatever it might be. We get direct ballot initiative, we get propositions put up, and they demonize them for months and months and months, and no matter how good they are, no matter how many people actually want them, there's a majority that says no to them because they're brainwashed. Yes, this could happen. But is that worse than what we have now, where Congress decides, okay, we're going to propose this bill, and we don't really give a shit what people want, we're just going to do whatever we want? To me, the idea that America is a true democracy is a lot better than what it is right now. So how do we get this? How do we get direct ballot initiative? Now this is the hard part. Because again, this is on a statewide level, but the idea of putting it on a federal level, I think, a lot of people in Congress and in the White House are going to be adamantly opposed to that, because obviously they don't want the country to be a true democracy, because then they can't do whatever the hell they want and cater to their donors. And so it would take an enormous amount of support. It would take an enormous amount of people constantly calling, constantly emailing, constantly sending letters to representatives, pushing. But again, I've said this in videos before. If there's enough of us, the power of the people will always prevail. So we would take just that. Get the petition signed. Hammer your representatives. Hammer the president. Hammer every single person working in the federal government every day for months and months and months. And eventually, I believe we would be able to get direct ballot initiative. And this is important to me because, again, so many people are disappointed with the outcome of this election, no matter who the victor is. Another 4 years of Trump means another 4 years of Trump. It means more drone strikes. It means more conservative justices in the Supreme Court. It means more pandering to the wealthy. It means more tax cuts for the wealthy, more taxes for the middle class, more suffering for the lower class. And 4 years of Biden, or possibly 8 years of Biden, means basically the same thing, honestly. Besides maybe, like I've said before, a couple nice things. Maybe, getting back into the Paris Climate Agreement. Maybe getting some form of college debt relief. Maybe getting some form of public funding for people to go to college. And some form of public health care. But it is not what we want, right? The progressive movement is bigger than it has ever been. I've said this many times. There are more people who believe in the ideas that we believe in than there have ever been in the history of this country. The fact that the Democratic Party got behind Biden and Biden is an extremely weak candidate, I don't see any way that Biden ends up winning the presidency, even with Trump's blatant mismanagement of the COVID-19 crisis. And so what I believe is going to happen is another 4 years of Trump. And that means on the Democrat side, on the liberal side, we're kind of left out to dry here. So the idea that we could push for direct ballot initiative to make the country a true democracy again. And look, chances are we don't get it. But I'm going to start spreading the message now, and there are many other people. The person that really turned this on to me was Kyle Kulinski from Secular Talk. This is one of his main things he likes to talk about as far as how we can survive the next 4 years. And so look, if you're watching this video, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody you know. Push, push, push. Direct ballot initiative is the answer, guys. It is the answer. And look, this is a shorter video. That's all I really got to say here. If you like the video, make sure you drop a like on it. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to keep up to date. Thank you for watching.